The Macan was first introduced in 2015 as Porsche's compact luxury sport utility vehicle. And some people look at it and consider it to be, well, the Porsche Cayenne's little brother. But it's based on the Audi Q5 platform, but over 70% of it are completely different components. So it's truly a Porsche inside and out. And the performance DNA comes from the 911. So you're looking for outstanding handling, acceleration, cornering, braking, as well as utility for you and the family. In 2015, the Macan was offered in two models, the Macan S and the Turbo. This year, for 2016, they've introduced the brand new GTS. And they're all rear-biased, all-wheel drive vehicles that you can personalize in a number of different ways, from the exterior to the interior. The Macan S comes with a 3-liter direct fuel injected twin turbocharged engine, generating 340 horsepower, 339 foot-pounds of torque. 0 to 60, about 5.2 seconds. With the chrono package, about 5. Now, the GTS uses the same 3-liter twin-turbo engine, but it bumps up the horsepower to 360 and the foot-pounds of torque 369. And that'll drop the 0 to 60 speeds by about 0.2 of a second. Now, when you step up to the top-of-the-line Turbo Edition, you're getting a 3.6-liter twin-turbo that'll generate 400 horsepower, 406 pound-foot of torque. And that'll generate 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds, and with the chrono package, drop it down to 4.4. Now, you have your dual wishbone suspension system up front and your rear self-tracking trapezoidal link suspension system. And that's coupled with their active all-wheel drive so that you're going to have a tremendous amount of control and handling on the road. Now, it's extremely aerodynamic with a drag coefficient of only 0.36. And you even have active aerodynamic systems built into it, such as the front baffles that will open at higher speeds to help cool the engine and close at a more relaxed driving speed. There's even a thermal management system that will help prevent the engine from being cooled when you initially start it up, so it warms up quicker and helps save a little bit on fuel efficiency. Now, you have your bi-xenon headlights with your dynamic control cornering lights tucked away on the side, as well as the 4-point LED daytime running lights. Now, with the Macan, you also get staggered tire sizes, just like the 911, with a little bit wider tread in the back. And as far as the exterior is concerned, you have your side blades and a choice of either color-coordinated side blades, a black inserted side blade, or carbon fiber. Of course, the rear of the vehicle is accented by the integrated rear spoiler, as well as the monster quad-tip dual exhaust system. And one of the things that's really nice are the distinctive 3D rear taillights, which really make it stand out at night. Now, as far as cargo space is concerned, you have 17.7 cubic feet of cargo space with the back seat up. And you can access that either using the key fob, the interior release, or a little button right there on the rear wiper washer system. And with the 40-20-40 split folding rear seat, you have over 53 cubic feet of cargo space available. All right, well, enough of all this talk. Let's go take it for a ride. Come on, what'd you expect? It's a Porsche. Come on. Now, as much as everybody was surprised by the Cayenne's success as a full-size SUV for Porsche, well, it surprised everybody but the engineers and designers. I think that everyone will be just as surprised at how popular this luxury sport compact SUV is going to be for Porsche. It'll give people a reason to buy a Porsche and still feel they're being practical and sporty at the same time. I think it's a great introduction to the Porsche lineup when you want something that's fun to drive and great for the family as well. You know, even though this is a compact sport utility vehicle, you still can feel the heavy-duty all-wheel drive chassis system and solid frame construction around you. Gives you a tremendous amount of security. Plus, of course, you're sitting up higher, giving you the command of the road. And of course, you have your speed-sensitive electromechanical steering, which tightens up nicely at higher speeds. little bit more flexibility at lower speeds. The 7-speed PDK transmission is very nice, very smooth. You can even put it into sport mode with your paddle shifters. That's downshift a little bit. Now, as far as comfortable seating is concerned, these are beautifully designed. It comes with 8-way adjustable power seats in the base model. Also 14-way adjustable power seats available, as well as 18. So you can definitely customize and personalize your seating position. I think the Porsche Macan represents a beautifully understated elegance with its exterior styling and pure classic Porsche interior design. On the interior, you have a choice of the piano black inlay like we have here. You can also get brushed aluminum, as well as carbon fiber, and a dark walnut inlay, which is absolutely gorgeous as well. Got your nice 7-inch touchscreen here. Plenty of information at your fingertips. You also have your 4.8-inch screen right here. Gives you a tremendous amount of vehicle data and stats and important information such as that. Now, the standard stereo is 11 speakers, 235 watts of power. But you can step up to the Bose system like we have today, which is 14 speakers, 545 watts of power, plus a subwoofer. Or you can take it all the way to the top with the Burmeister 16-speaker, 1,000 watts of power, including a 300-watt subwoofer. And that's gotta rock. Cha-ching. Some people who aren't that familiar with Porsches tend to get a little overwhelmed with the center console, but it's really laid out quite intuitively. You have your hazard button at the top, your hill descent control button, defrosters, syncing your dual air conditioning up front with tri-zone in the back. You have your temperature control switches, ventilation switches, your heated seats, and your, of course, sport mode, traction control mode, off-road mode, and the auto assist mode. So there it is. And your electronic parking brake, what the heck? Power outlets, couple cup holders, bottle holders. It's not complicated. Yeah, you'll get used to it. Like they say, 0 to 60 in about 5.2 seconds. Now, with the Porsche Active Suspension Management System, you have the Comfort mode, Sport mode, and Sport Plus mode. When you drop it into the Sport mode, it's going to adjust the shift response, throttle response. The suspension system will tighten up, the steering tightens up, and it gives it a whole new personality. I like it in Sport. This is where you really start to feel the Porsche performance heritage. There's also an optional air suspension system, which will give you 3 individual ride heights: terrain level, normal level, and then the low position. And the terrain level will raise it up about 40 millimeters over the normal setting, which is about 1.5 inches or so, if my metrics are correct, and if they're not, I apologize. The low level will drop at 10 millimeters down. And with the air suspension, you can even lower the rear cargo area to help you get items in and out easier. And that's standard on the GTS, but optional on the S and the Turbo. You can also get the optional Porsche torque vectoring. That'll enhance the performance characteristics, braking the inside wheel, spinning the outside wheel a bit more, especially on harder, faster corners. It's a nice option to have. All right, for the 3-liter, you get 17 miles per gallon around town, 23 on the highway for a combined of 19. What's interesting is you'll get the same fuel economy ratings for the 3.6-liter on the Turbo. And I can't tell you about the GTS because the numbers haven't come in yet. Traffic is backing up in the worst way. So we're going to get off here. We're going into the woods. We're going into the big, bad woods. It's dark and mysterious. Wow. These are ominous-looking woods. Just remember, kids, Smokey the Bear says only you can prevent forest fires. We're off-roading it. No, we're not. I don't think there's a lot of Porsche drivers that really actively go off-road, but you know, the all-wheel drive system will certainly come in handy in inclement weather, and if you do decide to go and become a little more adventurous. Now, the S model starts out at about $54,400. The GTS will run you up to $67,200. And then the top-of-the-line turbo is going to start out at $76,000 and end up wherever you want it to. I think what I like about the Porsche Macan is the balance of it. It's not too big, not too small. It has all of the technology that you'd really need, the safety features as well. It gives you the right amount of luxury and more than enough performance. If you're one of those individuals looking for an excuse to buy a Porsche, you want to have the performance characteristics of it, the dynamic styling of it, and yet be practical at the same time, then the Macan's not a bad place to start. Hey, there's another speed bump ahead. All right, we're gonna do it. Let's do it together. Come on. Watch me take this speed bump. All-wheel drive, baby. Yeah. Woohoo! Woo! Woo! I'm sorry, but that sounded really bad on microphone.